Hey everybody, welcome to episode 6 of the 74 Dart Swinger, where we're working on the inner structure and starting to get the quarter panel fit. Hope you enjoy the show.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Car's Shop.
Okay, so here we are back in the shop on a really hot, sweaty day, and we're going to get the patches finished up on the inner quarter panel. I was actually out here doing some fitting already on the quarter panel, and so while Joe's working on welding those patches in, I'm going to be over on the other side of the shop working on trimming some of the quarter panel down to get it ready to fit on the car. And so that's kind of what's happening today, so hope you enjoy. Okay, so what I'm working on here is just cutting off about 1 inch of this top flange here. This is where we'll be making the top joint. We bring it up over the top of the quarter panel and then make a weld right along the top there. Makes a nice finish. I've done this many times before. The 68's done that way and it turns out really nice. It just makes it a lot easier to install than it does if you were to cut it down below and then flange it down there and try to fit that panel in. So that's what you do on a lot of cars, but the darts I like to do this way.
Alright, next up is we're going to start filling in all of these holes here and patching them up. So, see, we got some holes drilled there, but what I did was I took a piece of the quarter panel that we just cut off of this, cleaned it up a little bit, and I bent a nice edge on here, and this is going to fit. If you can, oops, backwards. It's going to fit inside here, more or less like that, and we'll start getting this hole filled in. You can see from the inside. Alright, I think we're about ready to start welding here. You can see I've got it clamped in there. That portion is all sealed up. Drilled some holes so I can spot weld it to this flange that I bent. And then on the inside here it's all trimmed and around to try to cover up as many rust holes as possible. Not pretty, but it's the inside of a wheel well, so.
And not a concourse car.
Yes. That's not the level of restoration we're shooting for here, so.
Sorry.
Functionality over originality in this case.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is just kind of filling in the gaps because of the way the shrinker stretcher works. I couldn't make this necessarily as big as I wanted. And as Joe just mentioned in his little segment there, if we were doing a concourse car, we would be replacing this with reproduction pieces or making it to be perfect. But we're just patching it up here so that it's got strength and covers all the holes up. And it'll actually look pretty respectable by the time we're done with it. But what I've done right here is just I'm making a piece that I'm going to form in that will get welded along here, and it comes and blends into the trunk extension here, and then I'll make another piece that will come in here and fill in this once we get this cleaned up, and it'll look very respectable when it's done. So I do need to do a little bit of creative bending here because there's going to be a bend along that line, as well as it has to form back this way. I don't think I'll be able to do that in the shrinker stretcher. I'll probably have to be able to do that by hand, but that's what we're up against right now. So.
Alright, here's what we got tacked into place. Still got more welding to do, but it is in there. And probably next piece is right here, this whole area. Alrighty, quick update. Moving on to this patch panel. Another piece. Got it partially done up now, trimmed a bit, and you can see it fits. Try to do it one-handed. Fits like that. Now I'm going to start trimming this off, and then it'll be an adventure trying to get that bend back around there, but one step at a time.
Okay, so you can see that we're building Frankenstein's monster here. Took a little longer to do this because I had to butt weld it, but it was going to twist things out if I didn't. I mean, butt welding with a TIG or a MIG welder is not the most ideal thing in the world. So that's got it done. So now the next thing I need to do is make a piece to just go in here and kind of tie all of this together. It's pretty mangled up in there, so not going to be perfect, but it's going to work. And then after the quarter panel is on, we're going to have to do a little piece down in here, but I'm not worried about that right now. So most of this structure is here, and going to work just fine. So we'll get this ground down here, make this look a little prettier, of course, and get some rust treatment on there, but we got a lot of welding to do first. So.
Alrighty, here's the finished piece. Bent it around. Didn't turn out to be bad at all. Trimmed it up, and it fits right down in there like that. So now the process is I'll probably tack it in one of the corners here, and then it'll be a process of just pounding it and bending it the last few millimeters into place. get this edge pounded in, and whatnot.
Is that the wall with the wire brush on it over here somewhere?
It was here. I put it in the blue grinder. It's not the wall.
Oh, it's the other one? Okay. Maybe it's on the break here. I'll find it. Probably with that piece of tin.
Yeah. Alrighty, here we are, all tacked into place and bent around. And that is officially, well, not officially sealed up, but once it's welded solid, it'll be officially sealed up.
Okay, so I'm working on putting a little fill piece here to hold this floor trunk extension to the wheel well and tie all of this together. So this will all get sewn up, and then I'll put another little piece up in here. It goes up in an angle, and rather than making it all out of one, I thought I would just stitch it together that way. So that's what I'm up to right now. So what Joe's been doing here is getting tired and hungry. Started flanging for the new quarter panel. So that's where we'll cut that panel off and weld it there.
Yep. It'll fit.
Fit in there like that.
So it's
weld it.
semi-flush at least.
Weld it up and then grind it off. So we got to do that all the way across. Well, not across the top because we're going up over here on this, so we won't be doing it up here. We'll have to do that same thing in the back. But other than that, that's all. So we'll fit it here, fit it back there, and then we'll have to grind this top off up here, of course, and it'll be welded here, and then we'll blend that in real nicely. So. Okay, so we just took the back seat out and the door panel off on the not door panel, but the panel off the side anyway. So that we can get it welded up. And so we still got a lot of spot welds that we need to just stitch everything together and then grind things down a little bit and shoot some rust converting primer on it. And we're calling it a day. We're tired. We took the back seat out, as I mentioned. One of our concerns is, because this is on the back side on the interior, is we don't want to fire. So I got some cardboard here that I'm keeping a close eye on and keeping it away from some of the plastic and things and the carpeting, of course. And we're just keeping a close eye on it. Not terribly concerned about fire, but it's something you don't want to ignore. I also found a couple more rust holes inside of here that we definitely are going to need to deal with. So, always interesting what you run into in these old cars. But you can see the sparks and the smoke kind of billowing up inside of here from that welding. So. As you can see, we've got some more rust holes in here we're going to have to deal with. You can see his welding from this side. So, sparks definitely are coming into the car. Okay, so the welds are ground down now, and everything's cleaned up. We're just going to shoot that with some Rust-Oleum type stuff to keep it from rusting and call it a night. So we'll get that done now.
Oh yeah, we gotta patch that up, wouldn't we? That could be that after. You want to get those runs? No, I don't.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of My Car Shop. We got the inner panels almost all done. There's a couple little spots we're going to wait to touch up after the car's back together, but everything is good. We're real happy with it. We sat outside on the grass and just looked at it for a while and relaxed, and now it's time for some tasty beverages and put some steaks on the grill and just to have an enjoyable evening tonight. So that's going to do it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. That would mean a lot to me. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications. If you have suggestions on how we can improve the show, please let us know. We're always looking to be better at what we do. We've got a lot more exciting new content coming for you. More on the 74 Swinger, more on the 47 Ford, more on the 69 Charger, more on the Oakland, more on the Challenger, more on the 68 Dart, more on the 88 truck. There's a lot more coming. Did you get that? Just telling you. All right, well, you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you later. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and on Facebook /My Car Shop. And do one other thing for me, will you? Rock on. Make it a great weekend. I'm not sure I do either. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of the...